Hello, this is Dr. Juanita Becker. I'm the instructor for MUS 110 Music Theory 1, in which you are enrolled, which is probably why you're watching this. This is my welcome video. The course is the first in a sequence of several semesters for music majors and music minors, but it also can serve as a gen ed for the effective learning outcome of communication. So some of you are intending to be music majors, and others of you are taking this as a gen ed. This semester is going to be a little bit different because of COVID-19. The classroom normally holds 12 students, but right now we can only, for social distancing, we can only have 6 students or 8 students max in the classroom. So we've divided the course into 2 sections. Dr. Hubert is going to teach one section, and his section will meet as usual, the usual number of times a week that the class meets. That left us with a few more people than could fit into the classroom in safe social distancing. And rather than cut people out of the course for whatever reason, I'm not even sure how we would determine that, I've decided to teach the course in a combination of reverse classroom and high flex. Now, most of your classes will be something called high flex, and the classrooms have been wired for Zoom, which means that the classes can be taught in person and filmed, so that if someone, for whatever reason, was not able to come to class because they were unwell or being quarantined or whatever, could watch from the dorms. And the class could also be recorded so that a student could learn in person, asynchronous, like out of time, like at a different time because it was recorded, or synchronous, not there in person but watching at the same time. I'm certainly able to have a camera in the classroom if we decide we want to do that, but we will not, the Music Theory Lab is not an actual Zoom classroom. So what's going to happen is half of you will come to class on Tuesday, and the other half of you will come to class on Thursday. All of my lectures and instructions will be videotaped, most of them here on my cousin, who is also my landlord's farm, which used to be a horse farm. So some interesting backdrops, I think. This is the barn door to the lower barn, where inside there's horse stalls and things, but they're using it for storage. So unfortunately, I can't film in there, but there's the feed bins are still there, and the stalls for the horses and everything. So, side note, I lived in a condo association, and it was just way too interesting for too many years, and I wanted to sell when the time was right, and the time was right, so I sold, and I'm renting now for a few years from my cousin. So, back on track. All the instructions will be videotaped, and I'll post every week, which links to go to on YouTube, and remind you of the homework assignments, which will also be in the syllabus. And I'm available to Zoom meet with you for assistance outside of class, but you will have the opportunity to come to class once a week and work on homework with your peers and with me, with assistance from me, answering all your questions. If you didn't have a chance to watch the video, you can watch the video for that week, whatever works. So it'll be slightly personalized and slightly all over the place. But I think we can do this. And it's a chance for us to find out what works and what doesn't. You want to have the textbook. We're using the 9th edition, which is this one. And the information is on the MyWLC page. So in orientation, you will learn how to get into MyWLC. But it's because I'm not sure if you have a student ID, you can use that as your as your username, and then your password is your initials and some of those numbers, but they'll explain all of that. The textbook is the 9th edition of Music in Theory and Practice by Bruce Benward and Marilyn Saker, and it is published by McGraw-Hill. Now, there is a 10th edition. We're not using the 10th edition. because hopefully after this year, incoming freshmen will have a different theory book. Let's see. So you should be able to find it at a slightly lower cost than the 10th edition. So I would look at Amazon, I'd look at Barnes & Noble, I'd look at Alibris, half-price books. I would just look everywhere online, and I would get it now, because if you wait until close to the school year, other people might be purchasing it at other colleges and universities, and it might be harder to come by. The syllabus will look something like this. Right now, Professor Hubert is in negotiations with Dr. Zimma to make some minor modifications to some of the rules for the theory lab. So we'll put this online after all that settles, so we have the same syllabus. And there will be this, by the way, if I seem a little confused, this is my second take, because on the first take I had the microphone on mute. So it would have been a wonderful opportunity to learn lip reading. We're going to be having some cloud-based online software that we use. In the past, we've used lab-based software. We've used Finale for notation, musical notation, which is a wonderful program. However, once we had to go online because of COVID-19, we had to get a different music notation software called NoteFlight Learn, and we're going to stay with that, and that's going to come to us through Music First Classroom, because that application is going to be used by many people, and if you're in band, you'll be using Practice First. So you have one login for Music First Classroom, and that will include NoteFlight Learn. You'll have a second login for the Rising Software programs, Musician, which is spelled MUSITION, and Aurelia, which is what you will use in oral skills. And these are because we don't know what's going to happen. So in case we have to go online again, which we hope we do not, we won't have to change anything. We'll have assignments in NoteFlight Learn. We'll have assignments in Musician. We'll have some reading quizzes for some of the chapters in the theory textbook. And we'll have some homework that you do that's in the theory textbook. Later on, it'll be in NoteFlight Learn, but the earlier ones will be in the textbook. Now, if you happen to get a textbook that has the answers already written in it, just figure something out. You're going to do these, and you're going to take a picture of it, so it's a participation grade. I'm not going to necessarily, I might grade one thing or the other, but I'm not going to grade each and every thing. I'm going to grade that you did it. So that's a little bit of that. So, yeah. I'll be emailing you when we get closer to the semester as to which day I want you to come to class. And you will have my office number and my email so that you can get in touch with me and know that I will be ready, many hours available to help you with music theory. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your summer, and I look forward to seeing you in late August, early September.